Everyone. So we're looking at the power rule for exponents. Basically, if we have a power raised to an exponent, we add the first exponent to the second exponent, or excuse me, we multiply the first exponent by the second exponent to get our answer. So for our first problem, we have -2 in parentheses raised to the sixth power, and then that's all raised to 2 to the second power. So to get our answer, we're going to have to multiply 6 times 2 to get -2 in parentheses times 12, because 6 times 2 is 12. If you use your calculator, you can use either your physical calculator or Desmos, you'll get that the answer is 4,096. Okay, so for number 2, we have -8 in parentheses raised to the third power, and I'm going to erase this, raised to the third power, and all this entire power is raised to the third power too. So to get our answer, we're going to multiply these two by the 3 to get -8 in parentheses to the ninth power. And if you use your calculator, you'll see that the answer is -134,217,728. Okay. For number 3, we have in parentheses x to the sixth power times y, and all of that quantity is raised to the third power. Okay, so we have to make sure that both terms are raised to the third power. So our x to the sixth power and our y. If we do that, we're going to get x to the 18th power, because 6 times 3 is 18, and then y to the third power, because 1 times 3 is 3. Remember, the y here has a power of 1. Okay. Our fourth problem is x to the fifth power times y to the fourth power times z to the third power, and all of this is raised to the second power. Try this on your own. Okay, so like before, we have to make sure that every term is raised to the second power. So that means our x to the fifth has to be, our y to the fourth, and our z to the third. And if we do that, we get that our answer is x to the 10th power times y to the 8th power times z to the 6th power. Okay, here's our next problem. In parentheses, we have -7 times x to the third power times y to the 8th power, and all of this is raised to the power of 2. So notice we have a negative number out front. That's going to be important. So just like we had to make sure in our last example that our 2 got to every single term, the same thing goes here, but for our number as well. So we're going to have -7 raised to the power of 2, and then x to the third power, we're going to have 3 times 2 to get x to the 6th, and for 8 times 2, which is 16, so y is raised to the power of 16. using your calculator, you'll see that negative 7 raised to the second power is just 49, positive 49. So that means our answer is 49 times x, or excuse me, actually we're going to put y first because it has the greater power, y to the 16th times x to the 6th. Okay, so this next problem, we have to make room for it, so try it on your own. We have negative, in parentheses, 6 times x squared to the 8th power and times y to the 8th power squared, and try this on your own. Okay, so this time our negative sign is out front, but in our previous example, it was inside the parentheses. So that means our final answer is going to be negative, but let's just work it out. So we have negative 6 squared, positive 6 squared. We have x squared. We're going to multiply 2 times 2 to get x to the 4th, and the 8 times 2 to get y to the 16th. Now, using our calculator, we'll see that 6 squared is 36, and like I said, our final answer is negative. So we have negative 36 times y to the 16th times x to the 4th. Okay, and remember that we want our highest power before our lowest power. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments, and thank you for watching. Have a good day.